Starlink's been great up until about now. Internet and stuff is fantastic. I love it here. For whatever reason, yesterday, this thing stopped getting power and internet's down completely. So the router works itself, but there's no power going to the device. I've troubleshooted, bypassed the Ethernet thing, whatever. I've factory resetted everything. There's no power getting up to the satellite itself, or the satellite's bad. So I'm gonna have to work with Starlink. I'm kind of dreading that, to try to get this figured out. Also, in the meantime, we got some snow. So as you can see, we got about 4 or 5 inches last night. It's pretty cool. It's already melting. It's going quick, even though it's still in the low 30s. It's really sunny, so snow doesn't last long here in Colorado, that's for sure. Quick update on the septic. It is inspected. I'm still waiting for the full report, but it looks like all it needs is a $150 filter and we should be good to go. So still waiting for the official report, but that's the initial findings. So this is all good news, and we'll update more as I get it. All right, so a little Starlink update. Turns out this little router here is dead. I mean, not completely. The Wi-Fi itself still works, but you see there's no lights on the front, and on the bottom there's only a power light to the main unit, but not to the actual receiver. So after some troubleshooting with Starlink, they sent me a new unit. So I'm going to swap this one out and see if it doesn't work. It's been about a week without internet up here, so let's see if we can get this fixed. Otherwise, Starlink has been great. This is the first issue I've actually had with any of the service that I've had from them. So let's see how it goes. Well, crippling depression. The new Starlink router was not the issue. The new one is doing the exact same thing. So as far as I can tell, it's either the receiver or the wire that goes between the receiver and the router, because it's not getting power. And I have no extra wire to even test. So this is going to be a little while longer until I get this baby going again, unfortunately. Well, the Starlink saga still continues. Hopefully this is the last step to get our internet back online here at the cabin. So just for an update, basically our Starlink went down in early November, and initially, I mean, they don't have a call number, they don't have, you know, basically it's just all through the app or online. I had to get to support. So they thought it was the router. They replaced the router, and keep in mind that every time they did something to replace anything, it always was at least a week, you know, until something would ship out and come back. They replaced the router, went through all the trouble, came up here, did all this stuff, hooked up the router, still dead. Starlink insisted that it was likely the wire, the cable that went between the router and the receiver. I'm like, okay. So they ended up sending me a whole new wire, 80-foot wire. Received that, you know, a week or so later, got that, plugged it in, same thing. The receiver would not move. It was just totally dead. Nothing would come online, no internet. So I finally had to reopen the case again and tell them that that still did not fix it. And I get it. They're trying to replace the least expensive parts first, but ultimately they ended up sending me an entire replacement unit, and I'll have to ship my old one back. So now I'm here again. It's just about sunset. I'm trying to get this thing back online. Hopefully we'll have internet again. It's been nearly a month. They did credit me 1 month service, and I haven't had to pay for any of this equipment. It's just part of being a Starlink customer. So I didn't have to, you know, pay to replace any of this. That's good. And this isn't a bash on Starlink. The service itself has been phenomenal. Unfortunately, the receiver just died. It died suddenly, and this is basically the process that I've had to go through in order to get it replaced. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna, you know, get this unboxed real quick and set it up, and we'll be good to go, hopefully. And if you remember, I set up this battery box with little warmers in there. It's 29 degrees out, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's 54 degrees right here in the box. So that little thing, that contraption I set up earlier, it's working great, keeping the lithium battery warm, even in freezing temperatures. It's been pretty cold up here. Oh, I got some deer coming in. I don't know if you can see it there. It's actually 2 deer. I'm just walking from the garage back down to the cabin with the ladder so I can get that Starlink set up. It's getting near sunset. Alright, just to show you how I have my Starlink, I just have some brackets and then there's an adapter like for a 2-inch pipe, and it just connects onto that, and then the wire goes into the cabin. But it's just some clamps. Well, Starlink's working. The satellite moved, the receiver rather, and it's starting to search for a signal. So that's a good thing. We're on our way to getting internet back. All right, the sun is setting on another day. Starlink is working, internet is back. You know, again, all the stuff I went through with Starlink, yeah, their support takes a long time to get things done, but overall, I've been happy with their service. And then on another note, I don't know if I updated on the septic tank inspection. It did pass, so that's good news. It's still too cold to do anything, but I'm still searching and looking for plans. I just want to build a small 500 square foot cottage to hook up to the septic tank and have a legal dwelling here. I don't want anything grand, you know, huge and big, so we'll just see how it goes, and I'll give you updates. It'll probably be again slow during the winter here, but as I get some updates, I'll send them your way. Take care.